You know those expressions that aren't in textbooks, but real people use them all the time? Today I'm sharing 10 casual English expressions I actually used this week in real conversations. These are phrases native English speakers use without thinking, and they'll help your English sound more natural, friendly, and fluent. So grab a coffee and let's look at how English is really spoken in my everyday life. By the way, you can download today's lesson guide, and it includes a bonus quiz to test yourself on these informal expressions. Click on the link in the video description and type in your email address to receive that PDF guide and bonus quiz for free. All right, the first interesting expression I used this week was, "Can we just drop it?" My friend and I were debating an issue we had different opinions on. The issue wasn't really that important, and I didn't want to spend the whole time talking about only that topic. So I said, "Can we just drop it?" To drop a topic of conversation means to stop talking about it. Number 2, that's beside the point. I was discussing politics with my dad, and he mentioned something that wasn't related to the main topic. So I commented, "That's beside the point." This expression means that something is not relevant or not important. Number 3, I just want to give you a heads up. I referred a student to another English teacher friend of mine, and I contacted the teacher and said, "I just want to give you a heads up that one of my students might get in touch with you." To give someone a heads up means to give them an alert. Number 4, that class is not for the faint of heart. In a conversation about types of fitness classes available at my gym, I saw one that's especially intense, and I said, "That class is not for the faint of heart." If something is not for the faint of heart, it means it's not good or not appropriate for people who are disturbed by unpleasantness or challenge. So you need to have courage and strength in order to endure it. Number 5, they make you jump through a lot of hoops. I was describing a long and complicated bureaucratic process and remarked that they make you jump through a lot of hoops. To jump through hoops means having to do a lot of ridiculously difficult or complicated things in order to achieve your goal. This expression is often used when a process is unnecessarily complicated. I hope you can see how knowing the context, the real situations where I used these phrases, helps you understand and remember them better. That's why my everyday English speaking courses are so effective, because you learn the phrases from dialogues. Check out the speaking courses by clicking on the link in the video description. Now let's keep going with 5 more phrases I've used this week. Number 6, you need to stand your ground. My friend was in a difficult situation where her family wanted her to do something, but she didn't want to. Her family continued to pressure her, and she wasn't sure about whether to give in just to please them. So I told her, "You need to stand your ground." That means to stay firm and strong in your beliefs and actions and resist attempts to make you change your position. Number 7, you're in for a treat. We were going to eat a particular food that my husband had never tried before, and I told him, "You're in for a treat." A treat is something special. It's not part of your normal routine. You only have it occasionally. It's something that's good and enjoyable. And the expression "you're in for" is an informal way to say you're guaranteed to have or you're going to have. So I was telling him that eating this new food meant he was going to have a special experience. Number 8, a lot of other companies are following suit. I was talking about a website that started free shipping on its products, and I said that a lot of other companies are following suit. To follow suit means to follow someone else's example, to imitate, to do the same thing as someone else. So this phrase means that many other companies are also adopting the policy of offering free shipping. Number 9, hopefully it won't be a problem down the line. In a conversation about dental care, I said I was going to wait a little while to have a procedure done and said, "Hopefully it won't be a problem down the line." The expression "down the line" is an informal way to say "in the future." Number 10, we crossed paths a couple of times last year. My mom asked me about how often I've seen a particular person, and I replied that last year we crossed paths a couple of times. To cross paths with someone means to meet the person or be in the same place as that person by chance. It wasn't a planned encounter. This lesson is just a small sample of the hundreds of phrases that native English speakers use every day. To keep learning them, I'd recommend joining my Everyday English Speaking course, especially Level 2, if you're a more upper intermediate or advanced learner who wants to understand lots of informal expressions like these and how to use them in conversation. You can get more information and try a free sample lesson by clicking on the link in the video description. Thanks for joining me for a little peek into my conversations this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.